Another vlog. Hi, my name is Crystal Lee. Welcome to my channel and welcome to today's video. On this channel we do 3 videos per week. We do one Moody Monday video where you never know what you're gonna get, but every Monday you get a video of any mood that I'm in. On Wednesday we do What We Reading Wednesdays, and we talk about all the books we want to read, read, love, hated, books out the ass. And then on Fridays we make videos about our alternative lifestyle in our 91 Chevy G20 van named Ben. So if any of that sounds tantalizing, hit subscribe. For every one book I finish, I add 5 more to my TBR. There's just so many good books to read. Today's video is a What We Reading Wednesday video, and what we're reading is Pride and Prejudice by our Lord and Savior, Jane Austen. I'm going to finish this up in the train because we are kind of late, so we're going to take this on the go. We have a couple minutes before the train comes, and so we're going to have to just like hightail it a little bit. So today we're going to the J.P.Morgan Museum because one of their exhibits they have is Jane Austen exhibit. So it kind of obviously reminded me of Pride and Prejudice, one of my favorite movies, and I haven't yet read the book, but I'm hoping it would be my favorite book. So I wanted to just have a day just immersed in Pride and Prejudice. Maybe not my outfit, but there's flowers in there. But I want to read through the book. I want to have a day at the museum, and there are a few other things that I have planned that I'm really excited about. More importantly, the restaurant that I have reserved for lunch. So let's just get our ticket, get on the train, and start our adventure to New York City. To New York, and we made it to the less crowded part of New York, DeVry College. I thought DeVry was online. Okay, anyway, the train was really late in getting to the destination, so we're 24 minutes behind our ticketed price for the J.P.Morgan Museum. I hope that's fine. I've been kind of freaking out about it the entire time. We'll see. We have like a 5 more minute walk. Taking a left here, and we should be there in like 3 minutes. Walking in New York is definitely un-New Yorker of me, but I think I'm in a spot where no one's really like all around. It's very sparse streets, so it's okay. The J.P.Morgan Library was like really good. It was fun, and I definitely went there just for the Jane Austen exhibit, but there was another exhibit that was called, it's escaping me now. No, it was called something about capturing beauty by Charlotte something, and it was beautiful because it added to the energy of Jane Austen's writing. It talks about capturing or talking about strong women and their own values aside from what society wants. So it was a nice addition. And then we saw the actual library. Then we got something from the gift shop, which I'll show you later. But I now have a 35-minute walk to Serendipity, which is a beautiful cafe that I saw from one of my favorite movies called Serendipity. So I'm just gonna walk. I'm just gonna walk. I'm not gonna talk that much anymore because now it's getting to a more crowded spot. We finished our 35-minute hike, and I have to jaywalk like a son of a bitch to get across where I need to be because I missed. Oh, is that a crosswalk? I'm gonna go with yes. At least that's what I'm gonna say when the police ask me. There's my baby. There's some pride and joy and everything that I love dearly in my life. Hi, how are you? I have a reservation for 2, but I'm early. I was wondering if I can get this that early. If not, it's okay.
What's the name?
Crystal?
I think we use that.
Okay, cool. We're back in our van, which means we're back in Jersey and we're no longer in New York. Very, very quick day. I got there around 11:30 though, and it's 6 now. Like, what was I going to do the rest of the day? I could have had dinner, could have had a drink, could have seen a show, but I did everything that I wanted to do that excited me. I didn't want to fill a day just to fill a day. Also, I don't know if I'm screaming, but it's got to go. Oh my God. Also, at the beginning of the day, my ear busted and it started to like bleed, and I was afraid it was bleeding the entire day. There's no mirrors on there. Anyway, we're home and it was so fun. I didn't talk very much all in New York simply because 1, it's New York, and 2, I didn't really have much to say, and then 3, there was way too many people in the museum, especially the Jane Austen part. It was way too crowded, and honestly, I don't really know what the actual manners are when it comes to someone reading a description of part of the exhibit, but I know it's not be very close to them hoping that they would move quickly. It was crowded. First of all, we walked 14,861 steps. I've been trying to hit 10,000 steps every day, only for the past like few days. It started with me like walking a lap or so around the park that I like, and then I was like, if I just focus, I can do this every day. So we'll see if we can do it every day. For the past 3 days, we were able to hit 10 or over 10K steps. For today, since I did make it a point to walk a little bit in the morning, not the full 10K steps because I knew I was going to be walking around New York. I hit like around 4,500 steps this morning. And honestly, I didn't need it because currently at 7:08 p.m., still got daylight out. I'm at 14,861 steps, 6.58 miles, and 1,149 calories burnt. Yeah. The exhibits that I went to was one, the Jane Austen, A Lively Mind exhibit, but also there was an exhibit that I liked, but I keep forgetting the creator's name. Hold on, sorry. I'm being annoying. Cameron. Okay. It was Arresting Beauty by Julia Margaret Cameron. One of the things I liked about the exhibit, or I guess the description first on the exhibit, it was talking about how Cameron made portraits of eminent Victorians, including authors and scientists such as Alfred. I don't care about that. Where is it? Oh. And I liked this exhibit, one, because Julia Margaret Cameron, in her career, it started her photography career, like how she, like when she became actually well known. It started when she was 48 years old, and it continued for 12 years, or it built for 12 years. And that was like really interesting because we always think that success is when we're young, but it can literally happen at any point. And that always is the case when we're talking about people like, I don't know, Vera Wang? No, not Vera Wang. I think that's the case with a lot of people that we talk about, but I forget their names now. I'm forgetting a lot of people's names. But I like that part. And then at the end of the description of the exhibit before you walk in, it said she also created scenes evoking allegorical, biblical, historical, and literary stories, staging children as cherubs and local villagers as saints and prophets. Regardless of her subject, her aim was to arrest all beauty that came before me. Her art, though dismissed by many of her photographic peers, was celebrated in literary and artistic circles of her time and has continued to inspire generations. The most beautiful thing that had ever been created up until now, surpassing anything that had happened. It's very bold, but she did it, and good for her. Some of her pieces I really like too. There was one that I took a picture of. One of the Cameron's heroines was one of the parts of her exhibit, and it says Cameron's literary and historical photographs rely overwhelmingly on women, who sometimes even portray characters traditionally played by men. Although she drew on a range of society for her subjects, Cameron preferred beautiful young women, reportedly stating, "No woman should ever allow herself to be photographed between the ages of 18 and 80, sorry. Many of the historical and literary allusions in these images are lost on contemporary audiences, but would have been familiar to an educated Victorian viewer. Cameron was especially drawn to tragic heroines who remained charitable, loving, pious, even in their suffering." I like the end of that. The beginning of that was crazy because, girl, people age. And then one of her photos in her later years was assumed to be of a betrothal between a young girl, sorry, not young woman, a little girl, and a man. I'm just like, even in great artists, there's still some like red flags. So the exhibit was nice. I didn't walk around all of Morgan. Well, I think I did. Oh, I didn't go downstairs to whatever exhibit they had there because I got there a little bit late, and my reservation at Serendipity was at 2. I only wanted to focus on what I wanted to focus on, and that was a Jane Austen exhibit, Mrs. Cameron's exhibit, and the actual library. That was really, really cute and cool. I also got this cute bag that I needed for my bag, and I have all the things that were just loose in the bag in here. And it made for a better carry. I also got a bookmark because I've been reading through this the entire day, and it's just like the Morgan Library like bookmark. This is $8. So those are the two things that I got. And I've been reading through the book throughout the day. I love Pride and Prejudice, the movie with Keira Knightley. The one with Keira Knightley. And it took me about 3 watches to understand what the fuck they were saying. But once I did, I really liked it, and it's helping me read through this book as well. But there's so much that's happening in the book that was not portrayed in the movie, which makes sense because it would have made for a very long movie. But I really do. I'm in love with the yearning in the movie, and the pridefulness in the movie, and the prejudice in the movie, and how it all came together to make like a beautiful love story. I love the the back and forth between Miss Elizabeth Bennet and Mr. Darcy. I love the fact that everyone kind of knew that they were like liking each other at the very beginning. But in the book though, I hope I'm not spoiling it, but whatever. In the book though, he admits that he likes her up front, but to her face, he's like so rude. Men, I tell you, I liked it, and I always loved Pride and Prejudice, the movie, so I wanted to read the book. And when I saw that they had an exhibit of Jane Austen's work, or just history that helps us look at her work a little bit differently from how it was written, when it was written, and who helped or encouraged Jane Austen to write things, or things that we didn't even know that she was like writing. Anything, anyway, her life, like the history of her life as a writer, and just as a woman who wanted to talk more about women outside of society's norms. It was really, I really wanted to go there and make a video out of it, so I did. And we did. And then lastly, Serendipity, one of my favorite movies, which has John Cusack and that girl from The Underworld. I forgot her name. Serendipity, a 2001 film comedy romance. On a magical night when they are in their 20s, Jonathan, played by John Cusack, and meets Sarah, Kate Beckinsale, there we go. Beckinsale. He finds it love at first sight, but Sarah believes in destiny. After 10 years, the two, with 3,000 miles between them, must decide if fate wants them to be together again. When love feels like magic, it is called destiny. When destiny has a sense of humor, it's called serendipity. I watched that movie probably over 50 times. Probably over 50 times. It's a beautiful movie. It's a beautiful happenstance movie of, one, your belief in love, but then all of the signs of love and fate. But Serendipity has always been my favorite movie, and I saw that it was so close to Morgan Library. Okay, I knew I was going to be at the J.P.Morgan Museum and Library, and then the word Serendipity popped up and the movie popped up in my head, and then the restaurant popped up, so I wanted to see how close it was. And it was only, what was it, a mile and a half? So we walked it, we got there, we had a frozen hot chocolate, well, we had a chocolate goddess, which was a spiked frozen hot chocolate, and then some waffles and chicken, and it was good. It was a good time. They took down the posters of the movie, which I don't like, because it's why we're here, at least why I'm here. Because in the movie, John and Sarah went there once they met, in Macy's randomly, because they were both buying gifts for their significant other. Yeah. Crazy happenstance. It really is just a good movie of just random things happening and all coming together and you just having to wait it out. Anyway, that was my day today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're going to go to the museum, please let me know below. I think it's up until September or maybe October. Okay. It is on until September 14th. So, ooh, here's the thing. I think schedule-wise, when I'm posting this, let's see, when do I schedule to post this? When do I have scheduled to post this? This is being posted September 15th. Yikes! Sorry. This is what we get for me being ahead of schedule. So that's when the exhibit ends September 14th. So hopefully you got there. I'm going to continue reading through this book. I know the ending, but it's completely different than the movie. There's so much more in it than it was in the movie, but it is nice to know when to call out different scenes that actually happened in the movie. Anyway, that's it for this video. I love you. I am grateful for you, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. Bye.